sure that they housed families, and that's
Sure,
that's
we're able
wonderful.
to do that as well.
What is your capacity?
Is it 40? I'm still learning my
That's okay.
capacity,
You
so
haven't been
I
here very
apologize for
long.
not knowing everything, but I believe it's approximately 40 for all of the floors.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But that's still a goodly number.
I know that last year when Major Cope was here, he told me that you try to help the people by directing them and giving them skills that they can go back out into the community and work and you know, after they get over their hard times.
Right.
And I think that
Right.
that's certainly to your credit.
And we still do that, and we work with other agencies in town again, they partner with us and we partner with them. Some come into our facility there at the Center of Hope to interview the folks and work with them. And there's still a lot more to be done, and
There's
we're hoping
people
to
that
develop
will-
even more.
Yeah, excuse me. There's people that come in and help them with getting IDs if they need IDs.
Wonderful.
They also help them to know where there are available jobs in the city so that they can go out and apply for jobs. I think some of them even help with resumes if they need help
Great.
with resumes. So
Now, some of the people, do they work in the thrift shop as well? Which
Yes,
is an excellent start for these people.
right, they can do that. As a matter of fact, without some of their help, you know, we would be having to employ more people,
Right.
and so that's a great asset for them to be able. It helps them because they get the work experience, and it helps us because we don't have to
Right.
hire someone else to do that.
I mean, I
So
just think that it's
it's
you know,
a win-win.
Self-sustaining,
Right,
really.
right.
It is,
And
it is.
they also help with cleaning our facilities, and with sometimes some of them do training in the kitchen as well. So
Great.
it's a good thing.
I want to get back with at least one more holiday question. If any of our audience is interested in making contributions to you all for specific holiday contributions, is it better if they make monetary contributions, or should they be making goods, clothing, canned food, or anything?
Yes to all the above.
Okay.
But seriously, I
Right.
mean, yes, we do. The monetary donations absolutely will help, because not only does it help at Christmas time, the monetary part,
Right.
well, the others too for that matter. But see, this is during the wintertime, we call it winter relief. And actually, what we receive in the kettles helps at Christmas and beyond Christmas. January rolls around, February, and the money that we have left over from that, we're able to continue to provide some help. And so that makes it nice. So monetary donations, yes.
Anything.
Anything, exactly.
You know, our
Yeah,
science
yeah.
fiction club has been donating to your food pantry at Christmas, and you know, we don't have a big income because it's all by fundraisers, but we do what we can. And then you always send out a letter around April saying, you know, the shelves are depleted from Christmas, could you make another donation? And we always try to make a donation, a second one. And I just think, now you do solicit by contacting people who
Yes.
have previously donated.
Exactly.
And
we do.
you know,
We do that on a regular basis all during the year. We send out, we call it mail appeal letters, informational. Some of them are informational letters, and without that, I don't know where we'd be, because again, people have been responding quite well to even the letters that they receive, which is attributes this wonderful community.
something that's new that I noticed in one of your mailings recently is you're sending out a newsletter. And I thought that was great, because I can take that back to my club and say, this is what they're doing, this is where our money's going.
Right.
So I really was appreciative of the newsletter. I lost my train of thought. All right. Do you have more people needing shelter during inclement weather? I don't know how many people there are in this area that are homeless.
Well, because this is really our first winter here, but I know that as the weather changes and it gets colder and it gets more difficult for people to stay outside, they do come to us. We do have permission to allow more people to stay in the facility. When it gets below a certain temperature, then we can allow them to come in and we can fix pallets or something on the floor for an emergency basis only. Yeah, it usually increases, not necessarily every year, But if the weather's going to be like we're thinking it's going to be happening, we'll probably be seeing more people.
If it was like it was last year. You know, and you probably haven't been here long enough to have an estimate of how many homeless people we have in this area.
Right. I'm still learning my way around. Yeah.
All right, you're doing so many things on an ongoing basis. You all are there when there's a disaster. You don't just take care of community disasters. You do relief for people out of, in other communities, and I think that's wonderful that you do that. And I don't know how you manage to maintain all the stuff that you maintain and be ready to be there for disasters and to still help the community. Is that once again because of donations?
It is, and volunteers and the grace of God giving us strength to make it. We do have an emergency canteen that serves when it needs to be used, whether it be locally or if it's a disaster, that hurricane, for instance, if we need to go somewhere over to the coast or whatever. We're usually mobilized and sent, and part of a concerted effort, not only this division, but it may be other Salvation Army divisions close by. That we just in mass go to that area to help. Again, we use volunteers to provide that help. And if it's a local disaster, fire or something to that extent, then we have to provide what's given there.
Right.
But if we go off somewhere else, then there's usually an appeal that goes out, and then we get reimbursed for what is spent.
Under those circumstances, I imagine you're partnering with some of these other organizations as well.
Absolutely.
Very often we see Red Cross there and other organizations as well.
And some of your churches have a disaster component to their, like the Southern Baptists, they have a disaster unit.
They have a huge...
And they work wonderfully. The Mennonites, there's just several. I mean, it's just wonderful to see how people can get together and work together for a common cause.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here. I don't think that everybody is aware of how this community does work together and help Gleaning for the World. They've been on our show a couple times, and I just think it's to the community's credit that everybody just comes out and takes care of.
Oh, it is.
Right.
It's absolutely amazing. Again, I'll go back to the kettles real quick. We have in this community area so many churches that have adopted a kettle location, and they're manning that kettle for the whole time. Many churches are doing that. It's just absolutely remarkable.
That's wonderful. We have about 5 minutes left.
Wow.
I wanted to ask you about your thrift shop. If somebody wanted to make donations to your thrift shop, do you have specific guidelines for donations?
Mainly we want those donations to be usable.
Right. It's not just a place to dump junk.
Right,
Exactly.
That's right. We do have to pay for things that are not usable to be hauled off.
Right.
And one thing that makes that bad is if you don't know that we're receiving things that are bad, and you see things being loaded up and taken off, and you say, well, they're throwing away stuff that's been donated, but we do need things that are usable. And the thrift shop, and we like to call it the family store, but is one of the ways that we receive our income, and if some people go there to buy those things, then they are helping us to help. The ones who give the gifts or the donations are helping, and then those who buy them are helping, and so it just is a big help all around.
A lot of times people who make the donations go into the store to see what's there, and they end up buying more things to take home.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, we have such limited time, but is there any one thing that you'd like to say to the community as we approach these holidays?
Well, I'd like the community to know how much we appreciate you. The words can't even express our great, gratitude and gratefulness. It's just absolutely remarkable. That and better will do. That's, we want you to continue to help us. If you know of someone that wants to volunteer, give us a call. We're in the phone book. We're easy to find. We're on Park Avenue, 845-5939. My wife gave me some notes. It's so nice. But if you want to volunteer, if you want to make a donation, please do so. Don't stop helping. We need you to get more large groups together to provide help for us, especially during this time of the year. we really do need your help. The more people we get volunteering for the kettles, the less people we have to hire to man that kettle. So it would be great if we could have all of our kettle locations. We have approximately 25 locations to be manned by total volunteers during the whole season. Fantastic.
I want to thank you both for coming on the show. I really do hope this helps bring in some more donations for
Thank
you,
you.
especially at Christmas, and God bless you
Thank
for what
you.
you do.
Thank you. God bless you
Linda.
too.
God bless you.
I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. Please consider reaching out and helping the Salvation Army during this holiday season. My next show will feature Dr. William Andrews and his pediatric orthopedic mission, Kids First. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.